Off service. Jiffy Dumpster offer a wide variety of dumpsters to assist customers ranging from average homeowner to contractors of all size. Check them out online at info@jiffydumpster.com or give them a call 315-777-2021. A special thanks to all the great folks from Jiffy Dumpster for sponsoring our racing here tonight at the Can-Am Speedway. Pro Street Stocks. Fabco's Pro Street Stocks out of turn number 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air. Remington Marquette, bottom of the racetrack. Ryan Shanahan outside. Shanahan gets a good push off the top side of the racetrack. Shanahan will take him down the backstretch in the 32. He'll be your early leader down into turn number 3. Side by side behind him, Marquette comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got company on the high side. Rick Dusckas pulling up alongside Dusckas. Now switches lanes, goes all the way back down to the bottom. Stephen Gilmore very quickly coming towards the front. He'll come up to the number 4 spot as they work into turn number 2. Off turn number 2, down the backstretch behind them, it will be the 3K of Sean Kirby trying to twist it up a little bit as he'll chase the 7X of Justin White. White holding on to the number 4 spot as they work into turn number 4. Way to the top of the racetrack, that is Ryan Shanahan's ride. Shanahan, 2-car advantage over the number 18 of Remington Marquette. Marquette doing a masterful job keeping that car down, but now he's going to slip up the racetrack, open the door for the inside for just a second, and the number 3 of Rick Dusckas tried to take the spot away. Marquette able to hold it though. He'll hold on to that middle lane through turn number 3 and 4. Dusckas on the extreme bottom of the racetrack as they work off turn number 4 down the front stretch. And then a 3-wide battle behind him. Sid Harmer jumping out in front of the Stephen Gilmore, number 6. He'll take over spot number 5. Couple of cars almost getting together right at the front of the field as Marquette and Dusckas came together, and Ryan Shanahan right in front of them. They almost got into his back bumper. They'll work off turn number 4. Shanahan going up the hill, off 4 down the front stretch. Marquette looking to the inside, now gets back in line as Dusckas continues to hold that bottom line. Sid Harmer Jr. very quickly coming to the inside of the racetrack over in turn number 2, holding on to the number 4 spot as Sean Kirby works outside of him. Kirby half a car length back now as they head towards turn number 3 and 4. Kirby trying to make the top side. Now he comes through the middle of the racetrack in that number 3K as the lead battle continues. Kirby trying to get to the 14 of Harmer, but Harmer now comfortably into that number 4 spot. Now Harmer sets his sights on our leaders. He'll come to the inside of Remington Marquette out of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Sid Harmer very quickly adding his name to that top 4 battle over in turn number 3. He comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Shanahan continuing to show the way off the top. Here comes Rick Dusckas to the inside. Dusckas able to get a nose up alongside of the Shanahan number 32. And Rick Dusckas is going to come even turn off turn number 2. Side by side lead battle with the number 14 of Sid Harmer Jr. right there waiting to strike. 3 cars trying to break from the field. Remington Marquette not done yet. He starts to wind it up one more time. He'll bring it into turn number 3 and 4. Shanahan going up the hill, opens the door to the bottom. Ricky Dusckas puts the nose out in front. We got a new leader down to turn number 1 and 2. Dusckas about a half a car length that time at the stripe. Shanahan goes way up the hill, opens the door. Sid Harmer drives underneath him. Harmer takes over the number 2 spot, but here comes Shanahan right back to the whip one more time. Side by side they will battle at turn number 3 and 4. Harmer on the bottom and Shanahan to the top side as they work off turn number 4 down in front. Rick Dusckas holding on to that lead advantage, takes him down to turn number 1 and 2. Sid Harmer chasing him. Off turn number 2, Harmer able to point the nose underneath the number 3 of Rick Dusckas, the DNS Garage ride out of Watertown, New York. He'll bring him down to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes Shanahan back to the outside. Side by side down the front. There's 3-car battle at the front. Here comes Harmer to the bottom. He'll slide the nose underneath Rick Dusckas. Dusckas gets right back onto the throttle, but Sid Harmer will take over the number 1 spot. Dusckas comes charging right back on the outside. Wow, Rick Dusckas coming down into turn number 3 and 4, not getting off the throttle and drive right around the outside. But Sid Harmer, the preferred line on the bottom, continues to hold on to about a car length advantage. Ryan Shanahan watching that battle unfold in front of him, waiting for one of these guys to bobble. He's very quick now, back up to the 3rd spot as he begins to close on the leaders off turn number 2 down the backstretch. working off turn number 3 and 4. Sid Harmer trying to hold off a hard-charging Rick Dusckas. Dusckas got it wound up. Here comes Shanahan in the number 3 spot. He'll be chased by Sean Kirby, Remington Marquette chasing him. Then it's the 1X of Mike White, the 6 of Stephen Gilmore. Gilmore, who was very quick early on, has got shuffled back through the field. And not sure what the problem is on the number 6 machine, but Steve Gilmore off the pace as they go down towards turn number 3. Back up front, Sid Harmer just trying to make this thing stick at the bottom of the racetrack. If you want to get around, you're going to have to go to the top side. And that time, Rick Dusckas thought about it, but he's going to get right back in line down at turn number 1 and 2. Dusckas trying to get one groove lower, but there's no more room to run on the bottom side. And Sid Harmer continues to point him off the top of the speedway down the backstretch. Yellow is out. We got a car around over in turn number 3 and 4. So going around is the 7X machine. That is Justin White. He got twisted in a knot. Each of them taking turns leading. Ryan Shanahan's had a good fast race car, dropped back a little bit, but then got it all gathered back up, and he's right back in the mix once again. Sean Kirby now getting ready to restart outside of Ryan Shanahan. Remington Marquette right back in the mix, and Mike White, who won on the opening night here, back up to the number 6 spot now after having an ill-handling race car in the early going. Give us a couple of minutes immediately following this feature. We're going to wet the place down, make it like a skating rink, and then let the mayhem ensue as our first enduro of the 2018 season here at the Speedway. Over at turn number 3 and 4, and jumping on the throttle is Sid Harmer. Harmer gets a great start. Comes down the front stretch. Ricky Dusckas chasing him. Dusckas about a groove higher, half a groove higher now. Ryan Shanahan back to the whip to 32. Look at him drive on the outside. He'll look to the outside of Dusckas. Midway down the backstretch, down to turn number 3 and 4, and Shanahan's not done yet. He'll drive deep down into turn number 3. He goes way up the hill in 4 as Harmer brings the field off the north end of the speedway. Dusckas hold on to spec, and it's the 3K of Sean Kirby racing his way up into the field. Kirby goes to the top side of the racetrack over at turn number 2. He'll work outside the 3 of Rick Dusckas, and here comes Mike White. 3 wide. They go to turn number 3. Sid Harmer doesn't realize he's missing a great race going on behind him as they're stacked up 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Down the front stretch they will come, and Sean Kirby very quickly turns the wick up on the 3K, the DNS garage ride. Jesse's Pet Spa machine works off turn number 2 within striking distance now of Sid Harmer. Great battle front of the field. Side-by-side battle for the number 3 position. Mike White to the outside and Dusckas down to the bottom. Look at Sean Kirby use that cushion. One car around to turn number 3. That is the 18 of Remington Marquette. He'll get it fired back up, and he is slow over in turn number 4. New York, he will be the first one to see the cone, the first to fire, and the guy that's going to have to react the quickest is going to have to be that 3K of Sean Kirby. If he wants to get to the outside, green flag is back in the air. Harmer does a nice job of feathering the throttle out of turn number 4, but Kirby drives to the top side. Side by side, those two will go down to turn number 1 and 2. Sean Kirby, the extreme outside of the racetrack, trying to find some cushion up there, and that allows Sid Harmer to pull away. Harmer half a car length, but here comes the 3K of Kirby again. Again, the battle right behind them is the 3 of Rick Dusckas and the 1X of Mike White battling for the number 3 spot. Side by side they will go. Sean Kirby trying to see if he can keep the ponies wound up top side of the racetrack. Sid Harmer keeping it down at the extreme bottom of the racetrack. 2 completely different grooves around the track at the front of the field. And Kirby driving deep down into turn number 3. Now brings it down. Lets it drift up a little bit. Harmer trying to find moisture on the bottom side. Gets a better run off that end of the speedway. And now the 3 of Rick Dusckas is able to take over the 3rd spot in front of the 1X of Mike White. They work off turn number 2, battle side by side, back through the field behind them. Shanahan gets shuffled back one more position as they work into turn number 3 and 4. Parallel sticks will be coming out off turn number 4. That battle at the front of the field, you can't find one any better. Here comes Sean Kirby. Kirby puts a nose out in front of the stripe. Down to turn number 1 and 2. Kirby again hits that big cushion on the top side. Sid Harmer back with a nose in front. Now Kirby comes alongside. Kirby has the lead down to turn number 3. Sean Kirby may have found the look that he was looking for as they work off turn number 4. White flag is waving. Sid Harmer right back to the inside. Harmer takes over the lead. 3 lead changes on the second to the last lap. Kirby way up the hill. He'll bobble the race car, and Sid Harmer's going to drive away. Sid Harmer in a great battle down the backstretch. Now 4 car lengths, 3 car lengths, 2 as they come to turn number 3 and 4. Sid Harmer off the bottom of the racetrack out of Governor. He's going to be your Fabco Pro Street Stock winner. Sean Kirby will be second. Third will belong to the 1X of Mike White, the 4 of Durham. And then Remington Marquette, Terry Gardner.